Welcome to YTV!
Ho, ho, ho! David Eagle, Michael Hughes and Sean Cooney, providing entertainment fit for all the family. Oh, there's ever so much to hear, you know, and oh, so much to see. It's time for YTV. There's songs to be sung, there's games to be won, there's scintillating discussion, Gary Hammond playing percussion, Kids Corner, and then the epitome of cool, as they take you on their monthly trip to Hartlepool. Oh, you can leave a little donation or just take it all for free. Your buggers will pay for a personal jingle in their feature mercenary minute. There's ever so much to hear, you know, and oh, so much to see. It's time for YTV. It's time for YTV. It's time for YTV. Tell them, Desmond. Thank you.
Oh!
Hey! Here we are!
Hello!
Hello, everyone!
Welcome to YTV episode 5, the slightly late Christmas special, and welcome to our live audience!
Hello, live audience!
It's lovely to have you with us.
Oh, my goodness, someone's prosthetic limb just fallen off. There we go. You don't want to trouble the NHS at a time like this, I quite understand.
We were watching all of you throughout those opening credits with that lovely new theme tune, David Eagle. Fantastic.
Yes, our YTV jingle with extra jingle for Christmas.
I think 3 of the people I saw were looking at the watches, but
All right,
several were dancing. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Only an hour and 20 before it's all over.
So welcome to what could be the last episode of YTV. This is the 5th of the 5 episodes we promised in August. But we'll see. We've sort of got...
We'll see. Well, it depends. Have we got anyone who's feeling particularly philanthropic? You know, you could fund the rest of it. We're hoping by the end of this episode we might make it past the £100 mark. We'll see how we get on.
But we're so incredibly grateful to every one of you who's donated any amount towards the making of this and the keeping us going as a band over the last few months. It's been really, really fantastic. So thank you very much indeed for that. So tonight we're filming with our live audience on the 30th of December, and if you're watching us as we go out on at 8 o'clock on the 31st of December.
What a different world I'm sure it will be. We'll have tier 5, absolutely. Tier 6, who knows by that point.
So we're not coming to you live if that's you, but we will be in the live chat on YouTube. So do heckle along.
Excellent. Don't say that, Sebastian. There you go. It's just me retorting to a heckle there in the chat.
So we're going to tell you what's coming up shortly, but first I think we better sing a song. What about a Christmas song?
Oh, that'd be lovely. My goodness, you've really thought this through, Mr.
Is
Cooney.
it still Christmas?
It is. 'Twas the season.
Yeah. It feels like we're a bit like the government. We're like a week behind the facts.
Yeah, Captain Hindsight.
What about the Holly and the Ivy?
Holly and the Ivy, yes. Yes, should we just go straight in?
Let's just go for it.
Okay, lead us off, please, after 4. Oh, the holly and... So that kind of classic banter that you don't get if you're not doing it in front of a live audience. Thank you very much. Oh, the holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown, and the rising of the sun, and the rolling of the day, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir.
Now the holly bears a blossom
as white as the lily flower, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to be our sweet Saviour. And the rising of the sun, and the rolling of the day, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir.
Now the holly bears a prickle
as sharp as any thorn, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ on Christmas Day in the morn. And the rising of the sun, and the rolling of the day, the the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir.
Now the holly bears a bark,
As bitter as any gall, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ for to redeem us all. And the rising of the sun, and the rolling of the day, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir.
Now the holly bears a berry,
As red as any blood, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to do poor sinners good. And the rising of the sun, and the rolling of the day, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir.
For the holly and the ivy,
When they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears a crown. And the rising of the sun, and the rolling of the day, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. And the rising of the sun, and the rolling of the day, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir.
thank you very much. That was the holly and the ivy, and we love to emphasise that T-side pronunciation of choir there. Definitely 2 syllables in choir. So, what's coming up on the show tonight? Well, there's lots more live songs on this.
That was a rhetorical question. You were asking yourself the question.
Well, I realised that you...
A very clever presentational device there, Mr. Cooney.
Yes.
He's learned a thing or two, hasn't he, in the 5 episodes that we've done so far?
All right, David.
Isn't that right, Michael?
Yes.
That wasn't a rhetorical question because I said Michael. Anyway, what's coming up on the show, Sean?
Coming up tonight, we've got many more live songs if we have any time left. We have a special YTV Christmas quiz.
Oh, yes. In fact, we've got 2. We've got 2 quizzes.
A festive edition of Gary Hammond's percussion instrument of the month. What a treat.
And this time, it's a 2-parter. A double-header edition.
Oh, yes. We've also got a beautiful story from Christmas 1918, and we meet the ghost of Young'uns past with some rather embarrassing footage from our very first gig.
In 2005. Clips never seen before by the other 2 Young'uns. Never seen before since the gig happened. So it's going to be rather interesting to hear and see that. What else? Have we got anything else, Mr. Cooney?
No.
That doesn't seem like a lot, does it? Yes, we do. We've got plenty more than that. We have, Michael, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've got a bit of a surprise in the offing for you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had a surprise in your offing before, but it's a family-friendly show.
Only at Easter, yeah, consider.
And you might be able to smell a foistiness in the air.
Oh, yeah, it is.
There is foist in the air.
It's up behind you, yeah.
We will deduce the cause of that foist a little bit later on, for we have something to foist upon you, in fact, Michael. We shall foist the foist upon Michael as we provide you with the final challenge in the Young'uns Olympics.
It's quite arousing, this day.
Oh, excellent.
So we've got a wonderful looking audience there, Mike. Have you spotted anyone in particular that we might say hello to?
Absolutely, wonderfully dressed. Let's go to Callie. Callie, happy Christmas, Callie.
Hi, Callie. Where are you?
Happy Christmas.
Whereabouts are you there? Where are you?
A lot of people will wonder where Christmas went, and it's because as a Puritan, I banned Christmas. I made a fairly good job of it. I think you'll all agree.
Many people will know Callie. He's a famous person. He is the person who designed all of the artwork and the banners and put together the cues for the Johnny Longstaff show that we did. And he's also designed our book, the images for all of that. And he does a lot of stuff with other people as well, including the Unthanks. But more famous is he, I think, now, because he is the owner of Horace the Horny Dog. Horace the Horny Humping Dog. Well, I got a surprise in my offing that day. So that's... is the dog with you, Callie?
No, he's been retired. I mean,
My goodness. He hasn't been put down, has he?
If he came down here, David, and saw you, he'd start humping me.
Well, you don't give away the encore. My goodness. Maybe that's what that clatter was at the start.
Well, it's lovely to see you, Callie.
Yeah.
Can we go to Martin Clinton, if possible?
Oh,
No, to
Martin.
tell you that Martin,
Hello,
lovely
Martin.
Martin Clinton, if we can find him.
And we're just trying to
There
get
he
him.
is! Oi!
Very good time for...
Balls.
Now, you might be thinking this is a good time for Clinton. Is it the same Clinton from Clinton's Cards? But it's not. It is Mr. Clinton to you and Sean.
It is, yes, yes.
Oh yeah, Martin was actually our principal at Sixth Form College, and actually on the very first time we went to Stockton Folk Club underage, we
Bumped into him.
We bumped into him. It's lovely to see you. How are you both doing? Are you all right?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
very
you.
well, thanks.
He's had his haircut specially.
Oh, I mean, that's wonderful.
Oh, it's
Got a musical, colourful
Musical
hat.
thing to go.
Ah, musical
Absolutely
hat.
fantastic.
Well, guys, it's a good about time we had something musical on the show. Thank you very much for that, Martin.
So we might come to some more of you later on, but should we have another song first?
Another song, my goodness. Yes, why not?
It's a time for wassailing songs, and wassail, as many of you know, well, it's a word that means different things depending on where you come from. In some places, wassail is a drink, a big kind of boozy cocktail of whatever you can get your hands on, really, that you heat up and drink over Christmas time. Or wassail can also mean knocking on someone's door at this time of year and demanding money or beer. Or it can also mean going into an orchard and singing to the trees, wishing them good luck for the new year. So we're going to sing a little medley.
Yeah.
Well, it's two songs in a row. Can you class a medley as two songs? I don't know.
Well, we just have. So
Exactly. We reinvented the rule book here in the young'uns. So yes, let's start with Here We Come a Wassailing. Here we come a wassailing among the leaves so green. Here we come a wandering so fairly to be seen. Now is winter time, strangers travel far and near, and we wish to send you a happy new year. Boredom blossom, boredom blossom, boredom bloom and bear, so we might have plenty of cider all next year. Apples are in capfuls, are in bushel bags and all, and the cider running out of every gutter hole. Down there in the moody lane there sits an old red fox, starving and a shivering and licking his old chops. Bring us out your tables and spread it if you please, and give us hungry wassailers a bit of bread and cheese. I've got a little purse and it's made of leather skin, a little silver sixpence would line it well within. Now is winter time, strangers travel far and near, and we wish to send you a happy new year. Oh lily, oh lily, oh lily white pin, please to come down and let us come in.
Oh lily, oh lily, oh lily white smock,
Please to come down and pull back the lock with our wassail. Jolly wassail. And joy come to our jolly wassail. How well they may bear, how well they may bear, that we might have apples and cider next year.
Well, there was an old farmer,
And he had an old cow, and for to milk her he didn't know how.
so he took his old cow
Down to his old barn, and a little more liquor won't do us no harm. Harm, me boys, harm. Harm, me boys, harm. And a little more liquor won't do us no harm.
how well they may blare.
How well they may bear, that we might have apples and cider next year.
Oh, master and mistress,
Oh, are you within? Please to come down and let us come in with our wassail. Jolly wassail. and joy come to our jolly wassail. Well, how well they may blow, how well they may bear, that we might have apples and cider next year with our wassail. Jolly wassail, and joy come to our jolly wassail.
Great.
Hello.
Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Bring the cows in.
Yes, thank you very much. There's a little mistake there. I'm not sure on whose count it was, but hopefully someone did a big cough over the top of that, and no one would notice on the pre-record.
Well, that's what we all need in these times, a big...
Exactly. Yeah.
Well said, David. So we've got lots more songs coming up, but I think it might be time now to visit the first ghost of young uns past.
So we're going to travel back in time to 2005 to Hartlepool. And this is our very first gig, and I'm trying to remember what this clip is. I can't remember it. So we're gonna play it, and then we'll get your thoughts and observations. Hopefully, you think we've improved since then, but we'll see. Play the clip, Mr. Bell. A fall of stones and broken bones, but still above the clatter. They cry, "Rubbing back, me carry blood. Wine dirty soul, that's clever. This whole blood has taken bad. I'll be back here never."
Do you want to do the chorus again? No.
I mean, I say,
That's what the hell I was doing.
I say we've improved, Michael. We just did exactly the same as what we did in the last song. Well, exactly. Do we do the chorus again? No. Oh dear.
Wow, that was quite something.
Made a fair, Sean.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was me.
Amazing hair.
Thank you very much. I didn't comb it for 2 years.
Was it a mullet?
I mean, to be honest, we could have done with a musical hat, I think. But I like the fact that there was a song about a person unfortunately being killed in a mining accident, and we decided that it wouldn't be insensitive in the slightest to convey the fall of stones with the sounds of a bit of tasteful tambourine. I mean, well, you know, unbelievable.
Very empathetic, aren't we?
Well, exactly. Well, pathetic indeed. Well, yeah.
I mean, your hips, Michael, were really.
Well, that's what I was going to
swaying
say.
like
I've never seen that
mean,
footage before, but yeah, never again.
There we go. We'll see Michael's hips a little bit later on. And there's some
yes, the rumba.
There's some rather flamboyant stuff. You want more than the rum, but the rum bar indeed have been accessed, I think. But you'll hear more of that, including some rather flamboyant singing from Michael Hughes, I believe, in the next clip of the Young'uns. Ghost of Young'uns Past. Where do we head now, though, Mr.
Well,
Cooney?
hopefully we'll find them on the Zoom call because we've got two
stalwarts of YTV
who've contributed so much to this series. Harry and Hamish there with a special quiz for us.
Are you there, Harry and Hamish?
Oh, spring into action, Fagan.
No, sorry, our
You cut out for a moment.
our connection went down. Exactly, it's the old Zoom problem. We've had perfect connection until that moment, but here we are. And
Okay,
can you hear
and
us?
we can tell that you have some apparatus to aid you with this quiz. Can you show us what they are?
Indeed, each child has been issued with a government standard kazoo. By which I mean they don't work at all.
Oh, is it in tune?
So what's the idea, guys?
So we're going to have a little bit of a quiz, are we? And the idea is it's going to be a competition between the three of us, Sean, Michael and myself here. And you're going to play either some Christmas songs or Young'un songs on the kazoo, and it's first to buzz in and guess. So we'll shout our names.
Do we have a buzzer?
No, we'll just say our names.
All right.
What are you saying, Harry?
First of all, David, it's most important for you to know.
Yes.
Hamish, let me the first thing you need to know is, much as the boys admire the young'uns, they don't know any of your songs. So,
Well, that's good. That's helped. Neither do we, James.
I would have thought Rapid a Bank, to convey the mining disaster, would have worked perfectly on the kazoo, but there we go. Right.
They do know Sing John Ball, but we
All
have
right,
that every
well,
night.
yeah.
Here is what we've gone for. Each of the lads is going to do 2 Christmas songs for you for your quiz,
Right.
and then as a bonus,
One song of our choice.
one song of their choice. Which
Okay, great.
All right.
It can be from any genre, and they've selected one of their favourite songs each. Now, we've gone for a combination of David Eagle's desired spontaneity and Andy Bell's desired organisation. So we have actually rehearsed this. Okay.
So what we'll do...
Now you've got yours.
Whose is this? Whose one is this?
That one's mine.
Right, lads, fingers on buzzers.
Here we go.
Okay, we'll shout our names out and see who gets it. Here we go.
I actually just said fingers on buzzards, which is a
All right. That's an Australian tradition, isn't it?
Okay, here's the first one.
My goodness.
First one.
And there's a reason Nancy hasn't made it. What? David! It's Little Donkey.
I
mean,
it is. Well done, David.
I did know it was Little Donkey, but it also would have been a bit of a help if I hadn't known by the fact that someone else was singing Little Donkey in the background. unless it's just a coincidence and it's just your pet name for someone.
No, it's Hamish's turn.
Right. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, here's mine.
David!
Frosty, Michael! Frosty!
No, I got it first,
No, I said
Michael.
it. Shut up. It was me.
Frosty the
No, you got
Snowman.
Michael gets it.
Thank you.
Michael shouted Frosty.
I did shout Frosty.
Oh, actually, no, in fairness, Michael's nickname is Frosty, but it's
Something my wife would say, yeah.
that's another story. But anyway.
Wait for clip 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Harry.
Harry's second Christmas
Here we go,
offering.
Harry.
Christmas offering.
Okay. David!
David.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Yeah!
You know all these answers, David?
Did it because of the singing? Was
Yes,
was
this
perfect.
is quite a hard one to do.
Where is it?
2 points for David.
I'm looking forward to the Melrose Sextet.
This is a tricky one. It's going to be an octet.
Septet, because of Nigel.
Oh, yeah.
Nigel, you got Farage, have you? All right.
Well, he's set Mr. Requirements, though, isn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose he's
Okay,
retired.
listen up,
Infiltrating the
boys.
folk scene.
Listen, lads, don't miss this one.
All
Hamish
right.
alleges this is a tricky Christmas song.
For me to sing.
Oh, right,
not
okay, for him to sing,
not to
but not for you to
guess.
get. Okay, off you go.
Oh, David! David! Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, David!
Oh, David.
It's an absolute whitewash.
And is
David
that?
Eagle takes the win.
I think I take the
you're not-
win. Yes.
David,
Excellent.
you're not
That's my
gonna
prize.
miss it, all, are you?
Hope Win doesn't mind. Excellent. Unfortunately, I can't get to Wales at the moment, but as soon as I can, I'll be there.
Okay, we're gonna do some of our own now.
All right.
You go first.
Lad, I think, David, you should give the others a
You
chance.
go.
I'm going to bow out of the game now.
Thank God for that.
Like a-
What about on the show
There's
as
a
well?
bit of a Christmas pun for you there. Bow.
We're just having a quick rock paper scissors.
No.
A quick game of rock paper scissors
Why?
on national
Why?
television.
We can edit all this out, James. Don't you worry.
Okay, Harry's going to go first.
Come on, Harry.
Harry's a popular song.
I can tell you what it is.
I thought you were bowing out
I
2
am,
seconds ago.
but I'm going to give a little clue. Michael has been singing this song all day, yet hasn't got it. He's been singing the song all day.
Keep going.
Do it again. Yeah, go. Just shut up then.
Do the chorus. Do the chorus.
Yeah, get to the chorus. Oh, it's a piano man.
Piano Man! Billy Joel! Michael! Tell me straight, you have...
I've been singing it all day.
Michael's been singing that song all day.
By Billy Joel.
Billy
Yes.
Joel, yeah.
Billy Joel.
well,
He's a
thank...
good one.
Here is the last question.
Okay.
Go on, Hamish.
I know it.
Come on, Sean. Really? Okay.
Come on. I know it, by the way.
Come on, Sean, you've been
I
singing it all day
I
long.
can't remember what it's called.
Do you want me to tell you? Shall I put you out of your misery?
I know. Green Day.
Yeah. It's Green Day and Basket Case.
Yes.
Yes! David Eagle! Oh, I know that one. I know that one. It's Japanese drum telegraphy.
Stop.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hamish, for having me.
Ah, there we are.
Thank you so much. That
having
was
us on the
absolutely
show.
wonderful. And we move now to Kids Corner. Hey, David, you'll never get this, but we've actually had some more posts. We've
Oh.
had some wonderful pictures.
Oh, is that what you meant the other day when you rang me up and said you had a bulging mailbag? Well, there we go. Right.
From three of our biggest fans, Assisi, Safi, and I've forgotten the other name. Scout, Assisi, and Safi have sent us 3 wonderful pictures, 4 pictures in total. The detail of them is fantastic. They've got one of you, David, that actually has that note you do at the start of Mercenary Minute where you go,
Oh, excellent.
and it even says there's an important tip when you're trying to do a stand-up tip, blah, blah, blah. Our final visit to Kids Corner this year is, we're going to go back to 1915 with an incredible true story from the Western Front in the First World War. It was December 1915, an A battery of the 56 Regiment of the Royal Artillery were given 2 geese to fatten up and eat for their Christmas dinner. But soon the personalities of the 2 geese began to take an effect upon the men, and the men kind of loved them. They were like lucky mascots. It was a goose and a gander, Jimmy and Jane. And when it came to a couple of days before Christmas and it was the time to do the deed and prepare the geese for the feast, a lot of the guys said, oh, we can't do it. We love these geese. They're like our pets. It would be awful if we had to kill Jimmy and Jane. But some of the guys thought, well, no, we deserve this Christmas feast. So they had a mock trial to decide what should happen to these geese with a judge and a case for the prosecution and the defence and everything. And it was decided on Christmas Eve 1915 that Jimmy and Jane would be saved. There you go. And,
Beautiful reaction.
Yeah.
and in fact, it's very, very well documented this. Jimmy actually lived up until 1920 and Jane lived a happy retirement on a farm in Berkshire till 1931. So a few years ago in a school in Stockton-on-Tees, we wrote a song with a bunch of kids and we called it Release the Geese. And we'd love to teach it to you now. It's got actions. So this is your bit. Release the geese. Leave them in peace. Now, if you've got someone next to you in your household bubble, you can do one of those. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast. So we'll put that together. Release the geese. Leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast.
Excellent.
Okay.
And maybe at the end, right at the end of the song, Harry and Hamish, maybe you could give us an approximation of the sound of 2 geese on the kazoo. Right at the end there. I know you've been working your way up to that. It'll probably sound like Billy Joel and Piano Man, but there we go. Right. Release the geese, leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast. Release the geese, leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast.
100 years ago, at Christmas time, a wobbling and a gobbling on the front line. There were 2 geese called Jimmy and Jane, about to be roasted on Christmas Day. Here it comes.
Release the geese, leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast. Release the geese, leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast.
So the soldiers began to debate if Jimmy and Jane should end up on their plates.
We're ordered to eat them.
The sergeant said,
But they're our pals.
begged Corporal Fred. Here we go.
Release the geese, leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast. Release the geese, leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast.
So they held a trial, and everyone came to decide the fate of Jimmy and Jane. In a booming voice, the judge did say,
Jimmy and Jane are here to stay.
yeah!
Release the geese and leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast. Release the geese and leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast. Release the geese and leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast. Release the geese and leave them in peace. Let's have a goose truce, not a geese feast. The sound of the geese, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoom. Beautiful.
Release the geese, and for more animal-based true stories of the Great War, refer to Richard Van Emden's wonderful book, Tommy's Ark, Animals of the Great War. That's where we got most of these wonderful stories from, all true stories. Now, it's time to return, take one final trip to an old barn somewhere in deepest East Suffolk to meet Gary Hammond, and what a wonderful feature.
For part one of Gary Hammond's percussion instrument of the month. Welcome to a special Christmas version of Gary Hammond's percussion instrument of the week with the sleigh bells. Gary, hello.
Hello there, I can't stop myself at the moment. Shall I stop?
Yes,
It's very hard, there you go, right.
It's very hard, you get aroused here with the sleigh bells. Okay. Anyway, family friendly Christmas special here. I was wondering what you were going to actually play for your percussion instrument. You were squeezing a pig in September. I thought it might be a turkey or something in December. But anyway, Gary, the sleigh bells, is it something that you, when you do percussion stuff in December for Christmas, that you wheel the sleigh bells out?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I've done panto for about 4 years as a drummer, and I don't play drums. And they put me on drum kit, and people used to come and watch me and laugh because I can't play kit. But it was I always had to have jingle bells for the panto. So I do love them. I think they're a great sound.
So you play the jingle bells in its kind of traditional way, but do you do anything else with the jingle bells?
Well, you can do that with them.
Yeah.
You've got your rhythm. But you've also got the things where you can play against each other, a bit like you were doing with the pigs and the pens, really. You got that, yeah.
I like it. I
There
like
you
it
go.
very much. That's all skiffle jingle bells.
It is.
I like it very much.
Lonnie Donegan and his jingle bells.
Well, it's Christmas, of course, and so as a special treat, we have our helping percussion elf, Evan Carson. Come forward, Evan.
Come on, Evan.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
A great percussionist, playing with Sam Kelly and his Lost Boys, and also in a musical theatre production. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so towards the end of last year, I started working on a production called Come From Away, which is it was a Broadway production that came over to London, and it's all about all the flights that got diverted to Newfoundland during 9/11. And it was like a great community spirit sort of event, and it's still sort of celebrated now. So naturally, that's what you make a musical out of.
Yes, I mean that sounds like a really good music, because there's some terrible musical ideas around that. So it sounds like a really good one. There's something about Wee Town or something. Have you heard that one where everybody in the town isn't allowed to go for a wee?
I've
There's
not
a
come
whole
across
musical.
that
I can't remember what it's
I must
called.
see that.
but I'm interested.
Maybe
Very
we could
interested.
get Sean behind there to research that, and we can give them the answer of what that musical is called. But Evan and Gary, we're going to give you a Christmas challenge, because we're in this barn in Suffolk, and obviously you've got your vast array of percussive instruments that you're used to playing. But I know that you two can make noise out of anything. percussion brilliance out of anything. And we've got all sorts of miscellaneous claptrap around us here. And I want to see if you can have a look around and see if you can turn any of these objects into into some sort of percussion instruments and play something together for us. Maybe at the end of the show. So, looking around the barn, has anything caught your eye so far?
Yeah, well, I've washing machine here.
What, right?
I will be delicate with it, but inside is really nice and metallic. We've got a ladder on the floor.
Well, that'd be really good, I imagine, because each rung will probably have a different sound.
Let's hope so.
Mm.
And there's plenty of them. We could be here all night.
Evan, anything that's caught your eye?
Straight away, I think I'm going to go for the toilet.
Okay.
I've spotted that on my way in, and some sort of wheel I found over there, which has got a nice tone to it.
You've just gone for the toilet because I mentioned the Wii musical, and you're thinking this is maybe what I could do for the percussion.
We've got a theme.
Exactly.
We've got a theme now.
Excellent. Well, we're going to give you about 5 minutes, 10 minutes or whatever to have a little play and see what you've come up with. And you join us very shortly for part 2 of our Percussion Instrument of the Month challenge with Gary Hammond and Evan Carson.
The legendary Gary Hammond there in a shed with special guest Evan Carson and the toilet-inspired musical.
Does anyone know what the musical was called?
Come From Away?
No.
Oh no, that was the one that Evan
Not
was
that
in,
one.
but the one Dave was referring to about
Where
toilets.
the people could not wee. There was a whole town where people could not wee, and it was a musical all about it. It was called Urine Town. It sounds like a terrible concept. Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Well, we haven't seen it.
Making it up.
Yeah, look it up. There you go. Bookmark that. There you go. If we're all going to be on lockdown.
Making it up.
Making it up? What?
It's always great when you can't hear the heckles, David. They said, you're making it up.
I'm
You
making
go, oh,
it
yes,
up.
look it up.
No,
look it up.
yes.
Shall we have a song?
Well, let's have a song. But I should also know that Ellie, who is my fiancée, she is. I wasn't just telling you that. Little fact for you.
Any
there.
general knowledge quizzes you might
But
have in the future. Yeah.
I was mentioning that. Someone's got a theremin in the background there. I was mentioning that because she is personing the Zoom call, and she went to get me some water from the kitchen, and she said the kitchen smells like a rabbit hutch. Find out why the kitchen smells like a rabbit hutch very shortly. It relates to the Young'uns Olympics. But before we do that, another Christmas seasonal wintry song, Mr. Cooley.
Yes, let's do a bit of God Bless the Master.
God bless the master of this house, and send him long to reign. Wherever he walk, wherever he ride, Lord Jesus be his guide. Lord Jesus be his guide. God bless the mistress of this house, with a gold chain round her breast. Among her friends and kindred, may God send her soul to rest. May God send her soul to rest. From morn till morn, remember thou, when first our Christ was born. He was crucified between two thieves, and crowned with a thorn, and crowned with a thorn. From morn till morn, remember thou, when Christ lay on the rood, was for our sins and wickedness. Christ shed his precious blood. Christ shed his precious blood. God bless the ruler of this house, and send him long to reign. And many's a happy Christmas he may live to see again. He may live to see again. Now I have said my carol, which I intend to do. God bless us all, both great and small, and send us a happy new year. and send us a happy new year. Ah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
There we are. Some
Hey!
one of those lovely Christmas songs where they have to remind you that you might be having a good time now, but don't forget that in 3 months Jesus will be dying on a cross. Excellent. My goodness.
So, David, me and Michael have both got our Christmas jumpers on. And,
Yes.
And
Ah.
there's a reason why you're not wearing
Well,
them,
one of the
is that
reasons is I forgot it, but the second reason is because this shirt was donated to me. I had, because I appeared to be wearing the same shirt accidentally throughout the YTV episodes, as we talked upon. I'm sure you will remember the months gone by. So because of that, one of my neighbours sent me in the post this shirt. Now, I say one of my neighbours was one of my old neighbours at the house that I used to live in. And it was quite an embarrassing situation, actually, because I was just walking down the street into, just about to go into my house. I just moved into the area, and this woman galloped towards me, and she said, "Oh, David, I'm really excited. It's just a bit of a coincidence. We are massive fans of the Young 'Uns stuff. My husband and I, we were on the website. We got tickets. We got all of your CDs. This is unbelievably exciting." And she gabbled and gabbled on about how excited she was as a fan. She was coming to see us in Sheffield. And she went on about this. And then she said, "Anyway, I'll let you go. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm just such a big fan. This is just really exciting." So we said, "Oh," we parted ways and we began to walk. But then we realised we were walking in the same direction. Now, this is a little bit odd because I live on a dead end. So we start walking in the same direction and we're getting closer and closer to the dead end. And I'm thinking, surely someone's going to have to bow out at this point. So I turned around and said, "Oh, you walk in the same direction as me? You must be visiting someone." She said, "Oh, no, I live here." She said, "Are you visiting someone?" I said, "No, I'm living here." So then she realised that she needed to downplay this a little bit because she'd gone on a bit too much about what a big fan she was. So she was like, "Oh, well, I said I was a big fan. I mean, you know, I like other bands as well, you know," because I think she was a little bit worried that she now realised that I was essentially on the same street as my stalker. So those are the people who have given me my shirt. That's the story behind that. Thank you very much.
Beautiful people.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've had to block you on Facebook, but and I've had to move house. But there we go.
Just bought you the same shirt, just a new version.
So where are we
Okay, yes, time to delve into the past and clip 2 of The Ghost of Young 'Uns Past.
So I believe this might be, Michael, where you were about to get rather flamboyant and lose your Teesside accent for some implausible reason.
Okay.
Here we go.
In the light that is coming in the morning, Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord. When we are ruled by the love of one another, Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord. In the light that is coming in the morning, sing John Paul and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning. I will crow like a cock, I will carol like a lark. In the light that is coming in the morning, all shall be ruled by fellowship, I say.
Well, it's me as well. I say. Hey,
I mean, that's absolutely horrific.
well, that's absolutely brilliant when you come in. Eve is the lady, really.
They were the days, though, weren't they? They were the days.
Wow.
We'll have
Go
a
on.
couple more clips. Go on, my friend.
Why have you got your hands in the pockets? Were you crowing like a cock in that song?
Well,
Thank you, Callie.
We didn't used to get paid in those days, so you had to. I was going to say you had to make ends meet, but anyway. Oh my goodness.
It was after show.
Yeah, exactly.
It took me about 5 years of singing to have the confidence to take my hands out of my pockets. I was so nervous. And I think in those days as well, because we modelled ourselves on the great singing brothers, the Wilson family, we got very, very drunk before, during the gigs. And they did kind of turn into shouting competitions, really.
Well, that sounds quite respectable, that one, doesn't it? I say. But we'll have more clips as time goes on. Where are we heading now?
We're heading to Mercenary Minute.
Excellent.
And we've had a lovely message in, Michael, I think, from Darren Earl. Tell us about Darren.
Mercenary Minute, for those people who don't know, this is our feature where someone pays £50 in order to be honest, they give £50 to the young'uns and then I do all of the work. It doesn't seem very fair to me, this, does it? But fair enough. I am going to improvise a song based maybe on their business or based on some personal facts that I am given. So what do I have to do an improvised song on this time?
Okay, David, so here's your first one. So it's been sent in by Darren Earl. And Darren says, please can I buy a mercenary minute for my wife, Sarah?
I just want to make sure he definitely bought it. Because I'm not doing it if the money hasn't parted ways yet.
Oh, yeah, definitely done it.
Okay, he's put his hands in his
all
pockets.
verified, yeah.
Okay.
She's a science tutor and her business is called Quirker's Tuition.
Oh, okay.
And that's all you've got to work on.
That's all I got.
That's it.
Excellent. So we're thinking science. Okay, we don't know what kind of science. And she's called Sarah and she works at Quirker's. Workers at Quirker's Tuition. Okay. Sarah, science teacher, teach some science, I beseech ya. When I say science, I mean real science, not like that Brian Cox prat who'd have you believe that the world's round when we know it's bloody flat. Oh, Sarah, real science, you tell us how it really goes. And actually, it's more effective wearing your mask underneath your nose. Oh, don't get me started. The world needs a scientific education so they'll understand that Bill Gates is putting microchips in our vaccination because he wants to raise an army of OAPs. He wants to bring our country down to its knees. He wants to wipe us out with one involuntary sneeze. Oh, Sarah, don't get me started on the trees. What? They're evil trees? Global warming, please. Come on, we're gonna freeze. Oh, Sarah, all darkness will come to fruition unless you educate the world with Quirker's Tuition. Oh, very good. Yeah. Thank you.
That song's going to take off.
Now, you've done, I don't know if you spotted that, Michael, but to the tune of Piano Man. Oh, okay.
Yes.
We have another one of those coming up a little bit later on, I believe. My goodness. Not one for Quirker's Tuition. That would just be ridiculous.
Okay. We're incredibly grateful for everyone who's contributed to these mercenary minutes. And I must say, that it's just been complete joy to watch you concoct these things, David. It's been absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Quite emotional, isn't it?
Is
Is it time for the kiss?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately.
No, it's not time for the kiss.
Can't do that.
It's time for the final event, the live event of the Young'uns Olympics.
Oh my goodness. It's time to find out what foisty thing Michael will have foisted upon him.
Yes, so over previous episodes, you've seen us riding penny farthings
Wheelbarrows.
and pushing things in wheelbarrows. You've seen us swimming in ponds. You've seen us boating.
You've seen me being molested by a dog.
We put it out on social media that we were looking for activities, but we didn't get one that we quite fancied. And then it got me thinking about this.
Well, to be honest, they all broke tier restrictions, didn't
Yes.
they? So,
and this being the festive season, it's a time for using up leftovers. And I prepared a challenge. And
okay, lovely.
basically, we're going to do a sprout eating competition. Michael Hughes, I'm going to present you with...
Now, we should ask Michael, do you like sprouts?
No, I hate them.
Ah, right, so he's at a disadvantage.
Right. Okay, we've got 3 matching cups and they each have 6 sprouts in. Now, budgets being what they are and time being what it is for us at the minute.
They're uncooked.
I didn't have a chance to prepare them properly at home, and in the studio here we do have a lovely kitchenette, so I had to microwave these sprouts.
Okay. So the original plan was you were going to have them raw, and then you looked on the NHS website and realised that that could be a bit of a hazard, and we don't really want to be admitted into hospital at this time.
So I think the idea is, Mr. Hughes, is that you've got 10 seconds to see how many of these 6 sprouts we can eat.
But we're going to see how many, and we're going to do it at the same time, are we?
Oh, I think so.
We're going to do it at the same time. So we need a count from the audience.
Now,
maybe.
I think you need to because you really wanted to be honest. We kept this secret from Michael. This is Dave's great kind of thing to get Michael to do this because he knows that Michael won't like sprouts because Michael doesn't like vegetables. Now, but it's going to be very, very easy,
What you
Dave.
saying, Mr. Cooney?
You know, Dave, you're facing that way for starters, and Michael is, he could very easily not eat any of them and you wouldn't know. So I think we need to enlist some help maybe from the audience to make sure that Michael does at least attempt to eat these sprouts.
I think the audience will be, there'll be transparency here. I'm sure you'll agree. If we want to get YTV on the BBC, which is I think the ultimate aim, isn't it? Then I think transparency is key here.
So, Andy, could you set us a 10-second timer?
Okay.
And give us a ready, steady go, and we'll.
So how are we doing this? Have I got a bowl there?
Yeah, you don't drink. You don't drink.
Can that not be my? That could be a way of eating them quicker. Okay.
Well, you could try that.
Here we go then.
Right.
They don't smell very nice at all. Oh dear. Oh.
I actually quite like sprouts. Right.
I used to like them.
Andy, off we go. Give us.
Gets sprout.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, God. Oh, Michael. Oh, my God.
Well, I don't know what your issue is, David. I've just eaten them all.
You have not.
I have. He's my cup. He's my cup. Look, I have. Here.
No.
Yeah, look, it's an empty cup.
No.
It's an empty cup here.
No, in fact, am I the only person who's even tried?
Oh, no.
Foul play. Foul play.
Right. It seemed a good idea at the time. Well, my tactic was to eat one and then move on to the next one.
Well,
And I ate 3/4 of one in 10 seconds. Your tactic was to put them all in your
yeah, I
mouth.
know. And I didn't realise it would then take me this long to try and eat them. But yeah. Oh dear.
We enjoyed the 10 minutes of silence.
What did you do, Michael?
I finished.
You have not.
Michael did
Come on,
put it all in
audience.
his mouth and very nearly was sick.
Shall we see
I
him?
can see a bit of sprout on Michael's guitar when it spat across the room.
Does anybody want to buy a guitar?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think David definitely wins that one.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
There we go.
We're going to move to a specially prepared film now, and it's a song of ours that we've never recorded, but it's inspired by a beautiful story of something that happened on Christmas Eve, 1918, when Private Charles Ginger Byrne was still stationed in Germany after the end of the Great War. And as the snow began to fall in the fields around him, he reached into his pocket and he remembered that he had this beautiful gold embroidered packet of tobacco somebody had given to him. And in the distance, as the snow fell around him, he saw a farmhouse, a tiny farm with smoke rising softly from the chimney. So he decided that he would just go and knock on this stranger's door and deliver a Christmas gift. And this is what happened. Was Christmas Eve and the war was over, and Ginger Byrne trudged through the snow, thinking of the day aboard my Tamil and the sniper who near laid him low. For 4 long years his Christmas presents came wrapped up in barbed wire and gauze. So with a pack of gold labelled tobacco he knocked upon old Jerry's door. The door swung wide and the farmer gazed upon him. He'd a beard, a pipe and a face of dread. Ginger only knew 2 words of German, so Guten Morgen he smiled and said. And in one hand he held the fine tobacco, and the other hand he stretched out wide. The farmer gazed and tentatively shook it, and Ginger Byrne stepped inside, where 2 grown sons and 1 elder mother were resting by a fireside bright. Good morgen, good morgen, good morgen, said Ginger as he walked into the light. And though he only knew 2 words of German and they could speak small English, they, with smiles and nods and nervous little giggles, welcomed in the Christmas day. Then Ginger Byrne he spied an old accordion, soon the tiny rafters rang. He sang in English, they sang it in German, and this was the song they sang. Silent and so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly That was the true story of Ginger Byrne, who on Christmas Eve 1918, while still stationed in Germany, knocked upon a stranger's door with a packet of tobacco.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Wherever you are.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, that was Ginger Byrne, and it was recorded at the Youth Battery Museum in Hartlepool in the summer, and they have a kind of makeshift trench there, and that's where we were.
I mean, I should say, after all those sprouts I've eaten, I'm getting a bit of Ginger Byrne myself, but my goodness.
Oh,
dear.
I thought feisty spells back.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway.
It's time to go back to 2005 now, and
for another clip from the Young'uns, Ghost of Young'uns.
So what's happening with my hips in this one then?
We'll find out. Look out for Michael's hips, and let's see what kind of accents we've got going on. I think this might be a version. I might be wrong, but I think it might be a version of the Old Triangle. And nowadays, if we ever sing the Old Triangle, we would just sing it. But of course, in those days, we were more adventurous as a group, and I had many percussion instruments.
You did.
And I've since obviously seen Gary Hammond. It sort of realised maybe I'm never going to be as good as him, so I've kind of forgone my various instruments, how to impersonate a mining tragedy with the tambourine. So here, this is rather clever. I impersonate the sound of a triangle with the sound of a triangle. So here we go. Yes, always thinking.
Oh, the wind was sighing. Am I getting sighing enough? And the day was dying. As the lag lay crying in his prison cell. And the old triangle when
Well, I mean, I've completely forgot about the Amdram aspect to the performance there. As the wind was crying, woo, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. I was hoping, I think the joke was going to be that we've improved since then, but I'm not sure. I think we should bring this stuff back. Well, there we go.
Don't buy David a set of drums.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see what happens a little bit later on, maybe. Who knows what might make it into our fourth and final clip as we head back to the Young'uns past. But before we do that, I think, is it quiz time?
Oh, it's quiz time.
It's quiz time.
I've prepared a little quiz myself. We got some wonderful feedback from our very first episode in August, but the main kind of sense of amusement for people watching on Facebook was not our content, but what Facebook were doing with the subtitles, these automated subtitles. So
brilliant.
we've got 5 or maybe 6 questions, and what do we want to do, David? Do you want people to?
Shall we? Go on. What do you think?
I'm going to read out a Facebook subtitle, and you have to guess what we were actually trying to say. Do you want them to buzz in?
Oh, yeah, should we try and buzz in if you think you know what it might be or you have an idea? Then we'll come to you. Or should we better if people put their hands in the air? That would be better.
Yeah.
That'd be easier, that day.
Put your hands. Well, not for me, it wouldn't. But fair enough. Unbelievable. Yet again, have to bow to the sighted people. Unbelievable.
Okay.
Right.
We're looking for one word now. In episode 1 of YTV, Facebook told us that we went somewhere to celebrate a tremendous chess path.
It's an easy one.
Oh, it was Kinder Scout, wasn't it?
It was trespass.
Don't you worry about that buzzer.
Don't worry about that.
That's trespass.
Okay,
was-
yes, thank you very much. It was the mass trespass of Kinder Scout. Okay, now next time, Do try and put your hand up and we'll come to somebody.
I mean, I don't know how we can say who's going to won overall, but you know, the fun is just within the playing.
I'm going to read you some lyrics to a song that we were singing, and all we're looking for is the name of the song. So this is Facebook's version of what the song was. To them all along the day, I like a up. I'll kinda like a lock. The light has gone out in the mall.
Surely that's easy.
It's a better version.
We've already had the song today.
Sing John Ball.
Yes.
It is John Ball. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all. Long live the day that is dawning.
I mean,
I'll
we could
crow
even-
like a lark. I'll crow like a cock. I'll carol like a lark.
Okay. There we go. I mean,
Okay.
we could get very meta because Facebook will now be subtitling this. Wouldn't it be ironic if that gibberish that Sean just said came back as Sing John Ball? There we go.
Okay, number 3.
I mean, I'd like to hear that in Michael's accent. To be honest. Number 3.
I'm sat still.
Can we have it, Michael, in your accent there? If you just pass that to him, we'll have it in Michael's accent there, Michael.
Do you want me to do it like that?
Yes, okay.
Here is the lady.
Well, I meant give the subtitles, you idiot, not just you saying it. Unbelievable.
Okay, number 3.
Right, just wait to see that banter that made it into the edit, everybody. Dear.
What controversial title did Facebook call our show in the August episode?
What, trying to think?
It was supposed to have been YTV, but Facebook decided to call it something
We've been sponsored by the Ku Klux Klan.
controversial.
Why?
YTV?
Yeah.
That's right, they called us White TV. Welcome to White TV, everybody.
Oh no.
Yeah, weirdly, we got quite a few people offering a lot more funding than you people. Right, so there you go. That's where the money is. Racial supremacy, not in folk music.
Good old
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, now we're looking for the name of a sea shanty. We sang a sea shanty in the episode, but I'm going to give you the Facebook lyrics to it and see if you can figure out the name of this sea shanty. Geneva the way, let me go. Be on the run, I would get one.
Oh, yeah.
Geneva the way, let me go. Be on the run, I would get one.
Either way. Either way.
Well, they've all got heave away.
Well, either way, I mean, narrow it down. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
All the way.
It was Randy Dandy.
Randy Dandy.
But it got Randy Dandy, though. Excellent.
Yes. Okay, I think maybe one more.
Right.
Okay, David Eagle, after coming out of one of his quips, declared that he had...
I think that was August, wasn't it, when I did the quip?
He declared that he had topical human hair.
Human hair.
David Eagle and his tropical human hair.
Or tropical human hair, right?
Tropical humour.
Yes, it was topical humour.
Well, I did think you actually did say topical
Yeah, I
human
did,
hair.
but to try
There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
To try and make it more interesting, I did try and change it. There we go. What a brilliant idea that was, David. Yeah.
Back to the sprouts.
Exactly, yeah. Anyone? Should we have another round of the sprouts? Come on, Michael. There we go.
Pick them up for big guitar.
Okay. That was your idea, David.
Yes.
It took me an hour to go through all of those. Okay, so we return now to Mercenary Minute. Michael Hughes.
Mercenary Minute, yes.
Improvising where it's all at, Michael. Okay.
Right, David, here's your next one. This has
Yes.
been sent in by Tony Sanger.
All right.
And he says, a Mercenary Minute, if possible, for our daughter Helen. Right. She loves singing along. She's in her 30s. She regularly starts the day with the young'uns blasting out from her room. Our B&B guests don't appreciate the young'uns' alarm, though. And then she says...
Is there anything else I need to know about
says,
this girl, Michael?
we've thoroughly enjoyed your TV series. Our disabled daughter Helen has made sure we watch every episode live. She's in her 30s and has poor sight, hearing, mobility, etc. It would be great if you could mention her on your show
Now,
if you have
did you-
time.
did
She's
you-
a member.
Did you
Here we
say
go.
etc., or have they written etc.?
They've written it. I'm just
All
reading
right, because it sounds a little bit condescending if you're going mobility, seeing, hearing, etc. We haven't got time to list them all. They wrote etc. Okay, fair enough.
Bloody hell, David.
Excellent. Continue.
It would be great if you could mention her on your last show if you have time. She's a member of Barnsley Take a Bow Theatre Group, Barnsley Mencap and Shared Lives. She also attends the Burton Street Foundation in Sheffield for art and cookery classes, all of which help support her and allow her to be semi-independent and have a life away from us, her parents. She lives with us at Wortley Cottage Guest House. Pre-COVID, it was not unusual for our B&B guests to be woken by the young and splashing out in the room till she put her hearing aids in.
Excellent.
Everyone's excuse.
Wow.
You're the top boy band as far as she is concerned. She tries to be as independent as possible, and it takes some carers a while to realise that she's totally blind in the left eye and has poor sight in the right. Watching David in his attempts at various activities has her in hysterics.
I'm
But
not
it
sure how I
also,
feel about attempts at various activities,
including singing,
Yeah.
but it's also given her the encouragement to attempt more for herself. This time of year, she'd be singing.
That's great.
She'd be singing at the Sunday Sheffield Carol session at the Royal Hotel in Dungworth. She loves spotting her favourite folk artists in the throng, Faye and John and Lydia and Cuthbert. Thanks again for your TV shows this year, Gary.
All right, excellent. I mean, I've got to remember all of that and put it in a pithy little song. Excellent. Now, all I've got to do is think of a rhyme
with meaning.
Think of a rhyme for disabled, and what a fun little song we will have. Okay. I think John Borden might even be in the audience.
Well, he is. He's going to
Hello, John. So you may even be aware of Helen. Excellent.
Yes, absolutely, from the Royal, yeah.
Excellent. So here we go then.
So to make sure you don't do it in the style of John Borden again.
It wasn't me doing it in the style of John Borden. It was John Borden who possessed me, of course. Can't see it hasn't happened again, John. Okay.
I've been talking to my lawyers, so we can't discuss that.
We
now.
We didn't even invite him onto this Zoom thing. He's just infiltrated it. He just can't help himself. Unbelievable. Okay, well I better sing this song because I've nearly forgotten all the facts. Okay, she was called Alexander. Okay, here we go. Oh Helen. You might think, why are you yelling? Well, that's because I don't know if you got your hearing aids in. Oh Helen, oh your father Tony's been telling us. What? Is he called Tony? He's called Tony,
he's
exactly.
called Tony.
Thank you, Michael. You didn't have to do. All he has to do is read, and he can't even do that. Unbelievable. Oh, Helen. Oh, it bought me a bit of time, though. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, David.
Oh, Helen. Your father Tony has been telling us that every morning you like to give the young uns a spin. Maybe that's why Michael's so dizzy. All right. Oh, thank you. We've actually got quite a few fans, haven't we, who are deaf? I don't know what that says about us. I remember I asked one of them. I asked one of them at one of our gigs, what's your favourite song of ours? He said, yeah, I've got a brother called Jeff. Oh, Helen. Let me tell you now, I'm swelling with pride. That's what I mean, and it's the Sprouts as well. Oh, because your father's been telling me that at your B&B you play the young uns each morning to your guests, so it's a big thank you from me. Oh, Helen, you'd usually be singing the first Noel in the Sheffield Carol concert with Bolton on a Sunday. Oh, you can't do that this year, but please do not despair, for I'm sure better times next year will come our way. We've got a trade agreement, haven't we? Thank you! All right. There we are. Thank you.
Well,
satire at the end.
Thanks so much,
got it all.
Tony. Thank you.
It's got it all. Satire, ableism. It's got it all, everybody.
Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much for watching, Helen. I really appreciate it. we're moving back now to that shed in sunny Suffolk for part 2.
So if you remember, we set Gary and Evan the challenge to come up with a little bit of a ditty, a bit of a percussive ditty, a bit of a percussive offering based on what they found around the shed. So let's find out how they got on.
Unbelievable.
Oh, someone else is getting involved.
It's involved, yeah.
Excellent.
Wow.
Oh, we should ascertain, by the way, what is that percussive advice that you have? There's someone with a percussive device there.
Who is it with the big belt?
What is
Me,
it?
the Bell.
Who is?
What's the Kennisons?
Oh, is
Oh,
it?
it's Mark Kerrison. Hi, Mark.
Hello.
Trish.
You've got all sorts of stuff there. What have you got? Well, bring out your dead. Excellent. There we are. Wonderful.
Talking to the dead, John, where's your hair living these days?
What's he saying?
Where's your hair living these days?
Whose hair? My hair.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Could we? Can we?
2000.
Oh, that.
Excellent. Now, can I just say to Andy, who produces this, can you just clip that bit out and we'll use that for the trail, that bit of banter there. That'll be wonderful. Excellent.
Who's with you there, Mark?
Steve.
Hi,
Trish.
Steve.
Ah, hello.
Joe.
Hi, Joe. You all right? Thanks so much for watching.
If you're not all right, remember that Duncan Main does counselling.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that from October. There you go. Right. Okay.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we're coming towards the end of this show, and indeed this run of programmes. But
There you go. That's some people there have attended one of our harmony workshops. Thank you very much. Wonderful stuff.
but it's time for a few more songs to go out with. A couple more Christmas songs, you think?
that'd be
Yeah.
Joy, health, love and peace.
Oh, wonderful. Let's do a bit of joy, health, love and peace.
And this song here and probably the one following it, they're all about we're going to sing about the king, but it's not a human king, it's the king of the birds, the tiny wren, the smallest bird, but always known as the king. And the story goes that at the beginning of time, when the birds were deciding who was going to be the king, who was going to be the boss, they decided the way to figure it out was to have a competition. And it was said that the bird who could fly the highest would be the king. And the tiny little wren thought, well, that's never going to be me, is it? I've only got little small wings. But the wren was cunning, and he decided to hide on the eagle's back. And so when the race commenced, the competition, and the eagle soared higher than the rest up into the sky, he shouted, I am the king of the birds. But then he heard a voice from his back that said, no, you're not, it's me. I'm higher than you. I'm the wren.
Exactly. And I always like to say at this point that Michael and Sean are like the wren because they've been piggybacking on me for the last few years.
Oh!
There we go. Thank you very much.
So here we go.
I was going to say, bum. Oh, there's the sprouts hitting the fan. There we go. Right. Joy, health, love and peace be all here in this place. By your leave we will sing concerning our King. Our King is well dressed in robes of the best, in ribbons so rare, no king can compare. We have travelled many miles over hedges and stiles in search of our King. Unto you we bring. We have powder and shot, To conquer the lot, we have cannon and ball. To conquer them all. Old Christmas is past, 12tide is the last. So we'll bid you adieu. Great joy to the new. We'll hunt the wren, said Robin the Bobbin. We'll hunt the wren, said Richie the Robin. We'll hunt the wren, said Jackie the lad. Hunt the wren, said everyone. Aware, said Robin the Bobbin. Aware, said Richie the Robin. Aware, said Jackie the lad. Aware, said everyone. In yonder green bush, said Robin the Bobbin. In yonder green bush, said Richie the Robin. In yonder green bush, said Jackie the lad. Yonder green bush, said everyone. Well, I'll get him down, said Robin the Bobbin. Well, I'll get him down, said Richie the Robin. Well, I'll get him down, said Jackie the lad. I'll get him down, said everyone. With sticks and stones, said Robin the Bobbin. With sticks and stones, said Richie the Robin. With sticks and stones, said Jackie the lad. Sticks and stones, said everyone. Well, I'll get him home, said Robin the Bobbin. Well, I'll get him home, said Richie the Robin. Well, I'll get him home, said Jackie the lad. I'll get him home, said everyone. The bruise be cart, said Robin the Bobbin. The bruise be cart, said Richie the Robin. The bruise be cart, said Jackie the lad. The bruise be cart, said everyone. Well, how we eating, said Robin the Bobbin. Well, how we eating, said Richie the Robin. Well, how we eating, said Jackie the lad. How we eating, said everyone. When knives and forks, said Robin the Bobbin. When knives and forks, said Richie the Robin. When knives and forks, said Jackie the lad. Knives and forks, said everyone. So it's eyes to the blind, said Robin the Bobbin. Thank you. And legs to the limbs, said Richie the Robin. And pluck to the paw, said Jackie the lad. And bones to the dog, said everyone. Woof, woof.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I mean, that last one was so fast, depending on what the delay is like on Zoom, you might have not heard it yet.
Well, as we draw this special festive episode and indeed this series of YTV to a close, we'd like to say an enormous thank you to everybody for watching, in particular if you've
Before we do that, Mike, I think you've forgotten that there's still one clip to go.
Oh, there is.
For the Ghost of Young'uns Past.
Oh, there is.
The fun hasn't ended yet, my friend.
But before we get to that, let us extend that thank you and say to anybody who's donated, and that you still can do that. The link's been on the screen. We really, really appreciate it. So let's have one more embarrassing clip from 2005. Well, Mike, how much did you weigh in 2005, Michael?
What should I weigh?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, 10 stone, something like that.
Wow.
He's in a lot more sprouts since then. Okay, then let's head to 2005, and I believe we have yet again, another example of Michael really hamming it up in a very flamboyant, posh style. I think this is the best one. Here we go. It's Baker Hill.
Baker Hill and walk ashore, got your lads forevermore. Baker Hill and never penny, Baker Hill and walk ashore. I will make the big tree. Baker Hill and walk ashore, got your lads forevermore. Baker Hill and walk ashore, got your lads forevermore. Baker Hill and walk ashore, got your lads forevermore. Baker Hill and walk ashore, got your lads forevermore.
I love the
years haven't been kind, have they?
There are some bands who, if they made a mistake, they just try and like get, like I made a little mistake in the last song there. I think I sang Duck instead of Wren. But goodness knows what I sang. But then we just sang, we just got on with it and sang. But back then we just thought, oh, we made a mistake, we'll just go and something else. That's the Bill and Ben technique there, everybody. Excellent.
We were all 20 years old in that clip, weren't we, I think? Wow.
We were indeed. So there we go. And then we did Sean did a solo piece, which is Both Hands in My Pocket, reworking of Alanis Morissette.
Before we sign off for this year and
maybe forever, who knows? Donations haven't been that good. Anyway, I know they have. Thank you.
We'd like to say a big thank you to our virtual audience tonight for being with us. Thank you so much.
Let's have a wave.
By which we mean an audience on a virtual platform. You were a real audience, by the way. That wasn't an insult there from Sean.
We'd like to say a big thank you to Ellie Skinner for manning our Zoom audience and making sure everyone's in shape tonight. Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you for being my fiancé, and I apologise.
Fiancé.
I apologise for the sprouts after tonight. So there we go. There we are.
Most people say I love you, not thank you, but anyway. But we'd like to hopefully share with yourselves an enormous thank you to two fellas who've been with us from the very beginning, who put so much time and effort and love and passion into this. That's Tim James and Mr. Andy Bell.
Yeah,
thank you
Andy
ever
and
so
Tim,
much, guys.
I love you.
Well, we asked our audience to bring something to ring or something to bang or something to wallop,
Yes.
and we're going to ask you to do that for this final song.
I mean, I would just maybe not do it until right at the end of the song.
Or right at the end of the song, please.
Yeah, I would, otherwise it'll be an absolute cacophony, and we can manage that perfectly well. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna end with a rousing version of Sweet Bells, and I hope that was an awe of yes, we like that song. And so what we're going to do is we're going to end with that, and maybe right at the end of the song, Sean will raise his hand, and you can all end with a rousing, cacophonous bit of banging and walloping. My goodness. Sorry, I realised...
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, I forgot that's for people who've paid extra, and there's an X-rated show afterwards. But anyway, right.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Okay, you don't get that with Kate Rusby. Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3.
While shepherds watch their flocks by night, all seated on the ground, the angel of the Lord came down, and glory shone around. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. Fear not, said he, for mighty dread had seized their troubled minds. Glad tidings of great joy I bring to you and all mankind. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. For you in David's town this day is born of David's line a Saviour who is Christ our Lord, and this shall be the sign. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. The princely babe you there will find, to human view displayed, all meanly wrapped in waving bands, and in a manger laid. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. All glory be to God on high, and to the earth be peace. Goodwill henceforth from heaven to men, begin and never cease. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells. They cheer us on our heavenly way, sweet chiming bells. They cheer us on
chorus by yourselves. Sweet bells.
Would anybody like a sprout?
Good luck subtitling this, Facebook.
Really beautiful.
Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells.
Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells.
They cheer us on our heavenly way. Sweet chiming bells, big fish. They cheer us on our heavenly way. Let me just say, for Helen's sake, I hope her hearing aids failed at that point. Dear. Sweet chiming, big finish.
Thank you so much, everybody. Goodbye. Good night.
See you in 2023.